Yo, what's up guys? It's Casual Friday. I'm here with a jungle Viridian guide. Basically, I just had a good game last night, and I figured it'd be a good idea to do some voiceover, show you guys how I like to build him and how you can play him. Viridian's a physical damage assassin. Viridian is a shaper who uses rage to activate his abilities. You start at 0 and you gain 10 rage per auto attack or Q that you land on an enemy. We'll talk about his Q ability later. When your rage depletes, you heal a set number of HP based on the amount of rage that depletes or that is spent. I'll talk more about his abilities and his rage as we go on. We're going to start at the power buff. We've bought a resilient and some potions. We're going to ward their power buff just to make sure we don't get invaded on. To start jungling, we've started with his E ability, Heart Strike. This ability is going to spend all of our rage and deal damage to one target that's amplified by how much rage we spent. So if we spend 0 rage, it will still deal damage, but it's better to have at least some rage, if not 100 rage, when you're killing jungle camps. So whenever you activate it, you're going to deal more damage that way, especially against jungle camps where you're not as threatened. Also important to note, what I said before, the adrenal gland passive, which is on his rage, which allows us to heal a large amount while we jungle because we're spending all of our rage on Heart Strike. You get all the heal from that. So, in short, Heart Strike is where we're dealing the most of our damage, and it's where we're healing the most in the jungle. So after we hit level 2, we pick up a point in his Q ability, Knife Toss. Knife Toss is a single active ability that targets the nearest enemy. It's going to prioritize shapers or an enemy that you're currently auto-attacking. It's going to deal a small amount of damage, and it applies a debuff. That's the important part. The debuff will amplify the damage that the enemy takes from you. Also, when you land a Q, you're going to apply 10 rage, but you can only carry 2 knives total, so don't go around spamming it. So you see that small blue circle that appeared as soon as I auto-attacked. That was my Q switching targets over to the enemy that I was currently targeting. And then once I activate it, you'll see that target, the circle will turn red. That means that they're the one that has the debuff applied to them and they're taking the extra damage. Now once we hit level 3, we picked up 1 point in his W, which is a dash ability. I'll get more into that later because we have a gank coming up. There's a low enemy, and we can just dash to them and probably burst them down.
Come here. Play. First blood. Sorry, priestess.
Boom! We just walked away with first blood, and we actually didn't have to dash towards the Amaranth. She got slowed for us. We were able to just walk in, Q, E, auto attack, and get out. We tried to use our dash ability to get some damage onto Ferris, but we were going to die to tower if we stayed there. The thing with his dash ability, when you activate it, you dash in any direction, and after auto-attacking, you can activate it again. The first auto-attack that you use from his dash ability does extra damage, as well as the second one. I might have been able to dash back to Ferris and get a little more damage, but it really wasn't worth the risk, and we came out ahead anyways, so it's better to just go back into the jungle safely. So here we're going to apply some pressure to the bottom lane and just see if we can make something happen. It ends up not working out. I'm just going to kind of let them know that we're there. But my camps are all clear unless I go to the bottom side of the map. That's going to use a lot of resources and time that I just don't need to spend. Instead I'd like to gank, as you can see top lane is pushed up again. If they have no ward, we can get a good gank on them. But I'm going to make a mistake here, and let's see if we can pick it out. Short for her.
So many cents. That's our prey.
I switched targets on him. So if you picked up what I said on stream, I pinged Amaranth, and Amaranth was definitely going to be the easier target, but I saw Ferris use his blink, and I thought we would be able to jump on Ferris because he had lower HP, and I just kind of have this innate hate that makes you want to kill Ferris. And So my team applied CC onto Amaranth, and I jumped on Ferris, and that was just a huge mistake, which I apologized for. I'm just going to fast forward through some of this. Nothing's really happening. We bought an Abolition when we went back. It's some power, some haste, and an additional 10 damage per auto attack. Help us get through the jungle more, and we're going to build that into a conquest as soon as we have the gold for that. We're going to see another gank opportunity, so I'll just return this to normal speed here.
Hold them under.
I thought I use one of their spells every time I'm up here. Like I was just saying at the end of that clip, even though I'm not getting kills in that gank, I am able to take their spells away from them, like their drain, every time I go up there. So we're not getting Vim for our kills, but we are getting our lane ahead by ganking that way. So we're going to just leave that alone for now. The power buff is up. We're going to take that, and then we're going to look to top to see if we can gank again. Now, once we kill the power buff, we'll hit level 6. That will give us a huge gap closer in our ultimate, Deep Rising. This will pin the first Shaper we hit and drag him with us. You'll see that in action soon as we look to top lane for another gank.
An ally has been slain.
Oh my god, he had another blank.
Listen.
Okay. So we went for the Ferris again, and he was able to blink away. After all that fighting, I thought he would have that on cooldown. Might have been a mistake to go for him, but we were able to stick around and bait him out, and we were able to just dash, Q, auto attack, and E to execute. Make a note of like the spell sequencing that I have here. It's going to be dash, Q, auto attack, E, and then Q, dash, auto attack, and the E's up again for the execute there. Got him. We are 3-0. Here's a clip where I get a gank opportunity with my ult up again, and I get a little bit greedy. I went in anyway because I thought I could take out the Zalgus and then get away, but that ends up not being the case. So the lesson here is just never dive 4v1. Just never do it. Oh boy, No! So we're dead. I'm just gonna fast forward through this. We're gonna use our gold to buy a conquest and a hunger. Hunger will probably turn into a desire and then a passion that lets us duel almost anybody 1 versus 1. As I'm coming back to my buff, I see Ferris is kind of in trouble. I'm gonna just intimidate the enemy Fenmore and make sure Ferris gets away safely. Where is he? Where is he? Saved him. Nothing really special going on here. I'm just kind of holding lanes and farming, making sure I keep up with the gold, trying to counter jungle here and fail miserably. Here I see another gank in top lane, and this one's gonna go awry. See if you can explain why I did what I did. Okay, they know.
Hold them under. The enemy is relentless.
Okay, so what I did wrong there was I pinged my target, and I kind of went in without looking to make sure my team was ready and in position. As it turns out, my team was kind of hanging back a little bit, and I was not aware enough to realize this, and I just kind of went in and died. So just another mistake you can learn from me is to be more aware of what your team is doing, especially when you're going in for a coordinated gank like that. So nothing really happens here until I kill the power buff, and I notice that there's a fight breaking out in the middle of the map. Because I do so much damage, so much single target damage. my immediate thought is just kill Ferris. Blank ult, and I completely missed the ult. What happened was I hit Cerulean first. I ended up close enough that I was able to kill Ferris, and use my extra dash to get damage on the Cerulean. No use dying to the tower, just take some shots and let my team chase in. They have enough people, I know they'll catch him eventually. Another fight's gonna break out, so I'm just gonna let this play out. Dude, this guy's single target damage is busted.
So many sets. An enemy binding has been destroyed. You have slain an enemy. I'm here.
One thing I didn't mention, if you Q to knife toss someone and then use your E to heart strike them, you'll actually pull out the knife and get it back in your inventory. You can then use it again to apply the debuff twice. So if you go Q, EQ, they'll have both instances of the debuff. It stacks, so you do even more damage to them. So we have our last fight coming up here. I'm just gonna let this play out too. Oh my god. They're all building squishy.
An ally has been slain.
Karen's got that.
Yes, an enemy has been slain. An ally double kill. Allied killing spree. Has been slain.
Crushed.
Relentless. Double kill. Invincible. Dominating.
So the ultimate on Fenmore was a little bit of overkill. I just didn't want him to heal. I wanted to down him as quickly as possible and then move on to the last target, Cerulean. That about wraps it up. We're going to take this pair cleanly and the enemy team just surrenders. If you have any extra questions or comments about this build, go ahead and throw them in the comments section down below. Be sure to subscribe, check me out on Twitch TV, and the rest of my info is also in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Really helped this game out. I haven't had a game where I'm behind early. That worries me though. 4-0.